Welcome to another Pick Your Path. My name is Genesee Roy, and I'm going to be your chakra guide this July as we embark upon another adventure to explore our energetic field. So stay tuned, and we're going to discuss what the possible mastery path could be for you in this spiritual month of July. So, July is all about spirituality. The number 7 always comes to us representing the vibration of the soul. It represents that which is an alignment to our divine destiny. It is that which we cannot see here in the physical plane, but what materially or non materially in the physical plane, but what energetically, non physically is coming in to influence us. And so, as we look at July as this spiritual month, we're embarking upon possibly some new energy, some new direction that might end up creating some change in where we thought we were going, because this 2021 is all about change. It's a 5-year. 5 is all about the change energy, shifting constantly, having to switch from plan to idea to whatever it is that's driving you, and having to constantly switch. It's like that squirrel energy that you're chasing all over the yard this year. And so as this comes in as the big anchor of our year, as the big kind of collective energy, we also tap into that spiritual essence of July. And so where we thought we were going as a destination point, as that heart-centered longing to feel fulfilled in this experience, this all might be shifting. And that's not to say that you're going to have to completely scratch the plan here in July, but there should be new energy coming in. And the interesting thing is, spiritual energy is a non-physical energy. It's something that affects us in an etheric way, in a way that is not visible yet physically. And so it's these hunches, these knowings, these feelings, these intuitive hits that our path is changing, that things are changing to accommodate our destiny moving forward. And the interesting thing, and something I hear myself telling my private clients a lot, is that the path you pick is always going to lead you to the same destiny. There's no way that you can't end up in your divine destiny. And so the path you pick is really just all about the experience that you're going to take to get to that destiny. And so this July, think about it as our path coming in to possibly offer us a new road, a new route, something that didn't maybe we didn't perceive or we didn't see fitting into the picture. And this might be coming in now to help change some of those experiences that you have as you're walking this really beautiful pathway forward. So that's all about July. Now, what we do here at Root to Crown is we take a look at your energy field. We use the 78 card oracle deck to run the energy, the collective energy of what could be showing up for you this month. And so as a human collective, we are all entangled within some of the great experiences, right, that are within our field, our perception or our perspective right now. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but we're all entangled within kind of the same energy field. And so what we do is we look at the field right now vibrationally and see what's going on, what's transitioning. And so how this works is we're going to get really clear on the energy that you were experiencing back in June. And June was that divine love month, right? There should have been some type of new understanding of connection, of love, of that unconditional, unattached, or maybe that really passionate or that very bonded experience. And it doesn't just have to be with you and somebody else, but it's an emotional energy. It's an energy that gets you outside of your own protective kind of field, and gets you expanding into a vibration that is connecting all of us together. And so that's what June was all about. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what kind of energies you were experiencing in June, and then we're going to decide what path you should be walking here in July. Because what happens is as we walk a path, right, from day to day, we have thoughts, we have feelings, and then we make choices. And all of those levels and layers, the physical, emotional, and mental, how we choose to think, how we choose to feel, and then how we choose to act creates this energetic field, this vibrational field that connects to us. And so as we move forward into each new day, we are literally carrying the field with us because of what we were thinking, feeling, and choosing to do. And so what we want to do is look at what kind of experiences you were imprinting or having back in June during that kind of expansive energy, collective love month energy, and see now what that could mean for you this July, while things are now shifting yet again to bring you a new kind of direction, a new kind of agenda or inspiration for where you're headed and where you're going. And so this is how we work through the field in the what we call here the Pick Your Path journey, to get really clear on that chakra energy field. And so that's what we're going to start with. So we're going to review the two energies that that were really collectively present last month and see what one fits you best. So we're going to review these paths for red and blue. Each one has a different collective energy, and then depending on what path you pick will determine then what kinds of experiences and mastery you can expect to have within this month of July, this spiritual evolution month, right? So we're going to start here with blue path, and I'm going to track out this way because this is where I have the 4 cards laid out to read your path this month. And so as I look there, just know that everything that happens and everything that was happening right from last month, although it's a part of what is now creating the energy moving forward, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the type of experience you're going to continue to walk with in this new month. So if something doesn't sound quite right, and I'm prefacing this because blue path has a shadow energy coming up as the energy of connection from last month, and so this could be taken in a way that we don't sometimes want to look back and reflect and see things as negative or a block or dense, but sometimes it's really great to get clear on exactly what we were experiencing so that we can shift that pattern, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have that same density show up here this month if you pick what seems more like the dense path to start out with. A lot of times it's actually really tricky, and those who pick the darker, denser, lower vibrational path actually have more of the easy path in this new month. So you went through the ringer last month, so you kind of get a fresh build to kind of create what you want for this month. So I'm going to look at that now and review what blue path is all about. So blue path from last month, it's all about attachment, which is a crown chakra level energy, and it's a shadow energy. And again, I absolutely love when shadow cards show up, because shadow energy always means that we were dealing with an aspect of ourself that was and has been hidden. Shadow work, or we can sometimes call this mirror work, or like soul retrieval work, or the deep work, right? The healer's work that we end up going through. This is all about facing off with a side of yourself that would be considered something you were trying to hide or trying to it's almost like a suppressed component of your reality. And so as we talk about attachment at the crown chakra level, this means that last month there should have been some attachment to how, again, crown chakra is all about the high self. It's all about the spiritual journey. It's all about where you're going. And if you're not really, focusing on a spiritual journey here, use the words like what my goals in life are, or what my, 10-year plan is, or what my destiny should be, or that passion, that what my purpose is in life, right? So we always consider crown chakra the enlightenment, or the highest aspect of the spiritual self. But if you're not so connected to those words or that energy right now, then just look at it as like what you were projecting as your goals or your future or your purpose in life, right? Trying to really understand, who am I, and what should I be doing, right? And so the person who should pick Blue Path this month is the person who is coming into this month with a very, and I'd say that there should have been some kind of roadblock or face off with where you thought you were going, what you thought those goals were, what you thought the 5 or 10 year plan was, or what you thought this spiritual path should look like. And so this would be the person who had almost like a reflective or mirror moment last month, that it was like, oh my gosh, I have projected or thought or expected or attached myself to this one path, this one trajectory in life moving forward. And I was so narrowly focused on, this is how it needs to be, this is what it should look like, this is what it is, that there was maybe an opportunity or something that came up that made you question, or if it wasn't an opportunity, something that now you're looking at and feeling, oh my gosh, have I been too narrowly focused? Or it's something about being so attached to what your version of this journey should be, that you questioned something else that came up in your field. Something stopped you to make you go, oh my gosh, am I really aligned to the right journey? Am I really on the right path? Because again, so much attachment, so much focus on your way to get to where you're going, that you've blocked out, or now because of last month have come face to face with, is that really the right plan moving forward? Or do I need to maybe not be so attached to what my way is to get there, and maybe be open to something different, right? So when attachment at the crown chakra level comes up, it's because we've taken our human limitation of how we see it moving forward, our control, our attachment over how this should go, and we've stuck to that, and now there's something coming in. Remember, this is July. We're reading here not only what the energy was in June, but now July's coming in, and July's all about ushering in new potential, new avenues to move forward in your spiritual destiny here, in your achieving your purpose, or what your soul is here to do. And so, this is why I love this, and this is why I say to people who get scared sometimes to pick a shadow path, it's like, this is beautiful to be able to own that this is where you've been processing, and this is some of the energy that was coming in. This is a beautiful thing. When you can own your shadow, you heal yourself. You do some of that self-actualizing work that allows you to now move past it. So when you can realize and own that maybe I was too attached, maybe my version of where I'm going, what I'm doing, or what I've been connected to is limiting. And when we can realize that at this crown chakra level, we blow ourselves open. But the crazy thing is, when you blow yourself open at a crown chakra level, realizing that you were limiting yourself, the next place you go is starting the next journey, and you've got to really release control and come back down to root chakra, which means your entire trajectory could change. And it's a freaky thing for people, for humans especially, who like control, who like consistency, who like stability. And we're going to get to that in your reading, because stability is an energy of duality for you this month, that you like it so much to be expected one way, and so to release that attachment, how you saw it, could mean that you come back down to kind of the first square, the first step, and now you've got to release what you thought you knew and now move into this journey really vulnerable to allow the path to open up in a new way. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful energy, and I'm feeling so much of it. I think I'm walking this path this month. I can very well see how I'm in this path. And so, I can see just how glorious the mastery is going to be for people who are walking this path, because it's going to be a very big change, a very big change in the narrative of your story, which is amazing. It's amazing to have one day, one projection of where you're going, and then to make yourself, almost like exposed or vulnerable to say, okay, there might be a better way than what I've been thinking. So I surrender, I surrender what I was doing, and I'm going to be open for something even greater to come in. And so guide me, lead me, let's see what happens. And that's the energy of Blue Path this month. So if you're willing to release control, let go of that attachment, and have a completely new, and I shouldn't say completely new, because that could be somewhat terrifying to people, but have an openness to something great coming in that's even more aligned to your destiny, that's going to bring you more expansive experiences to have a really cool, a really cool kind of new pathway moving forward. Then it's all about Blue Path for you this month. So that would be the person picking Blue Path. Now let's get into Red Path. So remember, you're going to pick one of these energies, and then at the end of this video, you're going to click one of the two videos that come up after it to watch the full reading for what you can expect this July. So the next energy that we're going to be discussing is for Red Path, and it is flexibility. And so Red Path, you've got, well, I guess both paths have manifestation energy coming in, but Red Path, and I only say that because from July, we go to July of a spiritual month, and then August becomes a manifestation month. So it's really cool to see, July is going to bring in the wisdom, the knowledge. It's going to shift us into where we need to be pointed. And then August becomes this month where we start actually manifesting whatever we were experiencing in July. So it's a really cool transition. And back to you, Red Path, if you're going to be here. It's all about flexibility, which is interesting because it's all about relationships and being really present with your relationships. Now, this doesn't just have to mean romantic. This doesn't have to be just you and your love partner, right? Although we are looking at the month of love from last month, so it could very well be. But this is about any kind of relationship. It could be you and a business partner that you had to be more flexible and in the moment to realize things needed to change. Again, remember, we are looking at what was happening last month to understand what energy you're going to be mastering this month. And so with Red Path, it's all about, okay, look into the relationships. Again, last month was all about love. So was it love for you? Was it understanding and honoring and being unconditional to your needs and having to make a choice in a relationship, a partnership, right? Business, friendship, child, parent, sorry, as I said, I'm sorry, I'm seeing funny, they're giving me funny things of like pulling the cord. And that's not funny. That is not funny at all, but they're just jokesters sometimes when I get into these channeling modes. Sorry, portaling, fractaling there. So it's relationships. Again, any kind of a relationship that you had to make a choice to either, figure out what that energy, love to me, the love energy is the most perfect vibration that our human collective can tap into. When love is the vibration that is present, it's everything is within perfect and divine order. And so last month was this month where we needed to understand more of the love, the perfection, the divine order of things. Now that it doesn't mean it was all good. You can understand that in context to having an experience where you realize there is no love here, there is no perfection here, right? And then have to go through whatever the process is to adjust, shift, bring more love in, whether it be, again, that equanimity type of a love, whether it be that, romantic, passionate love, which is unconditional and beautiful and again, just fiery, or it could be, that love that is detached, but accepting, completely accepting and non-judgmental. And so again, it doesn't just have to be your partnership here, but it could be a business arrangement. It could be even a relationship. I always see relationship energy being between you and another person. 99.9% of the time, that's going to be how it is. Even if it was a decision you had to make that was for your business, there should have been somebody, that you had to talk to or break something off with or start something new with, right? So there had to be a face to this in some way. But Red Path, so for you, it was all about last month learning flexibility, and I know this could be maybe a little bit of a hard word to place here, but you having to realign yourself. Flexibility is the infinite spiral, right? And so we're constantly moving down the stream of our journey, and sometimes that stream gets blocked up, it gets dammed up, and then what happens is you get stuck. And so this should have been the energy last month, and the energy would have been surrounding that I'm either not showing love to myself, or I'm needing more love, and again, love equaling the perfection or the balance, or again, that connection to the highest potential of a situation. And then when all that happens, it's like realizing that either there's no love coming in, or I'm not loving myself here, or I need to make adjustments or shifts because things are blocking up, damming up, and I'm just feeling stuck. So the energy here from last month for Red Path is somebody who had to maybe kick somebody to the curb, or learn something, or break something off, or change something within that partnership, or adjust at some level, so that there could be more of this flow, more of the flexibility, more of this energy of flow. I always call it, when I do readings for people, it's the quantum moment. It's the infinite, expansiveness that just makes you feel like you could go on forever and ever and ever, because you're in the flow. Everything's just aligning and happening. And what happens when you block that, it's hard. It gets daunting. You feel pressure and anxiety and grief and jealousy and rage and all these emotions that end up making you feel stuck, right? And so the goal is this flow, this fluidity. And so the people picking Red Path will pick Red Path because you had something happen last month that challenged your ability to stay in that flow and made you have to acknowledge or admit or be more flexible. And so again, it had to be something, and I would assume, because this is all about being present with your relationship or whoever this catalyst person was. And again, the person opposite you in this scenario was a catalyst. They were playing the perfect role they needed to, for you, to show you, exactly where you were out of alignment to the perfection of this flow. And so again, you had to be really present to witness this. And maybe last month you acknowledged it and you changed so that you could find the flow. And maybe just what we're talking about now makes you realize exactly the perfection of what was happening, so that you can continue to adjust this. And now this is how you see how somebody can either carry this energy forward into this new month, or how you could have made a decision last month that would really help you now understand, okay, those are the thoughts, feelings, and actions I was taking last month. And now, because of all of that, because last month was a month that was very focused on me being flexible in a love month where I had to either honor my love, bringing more love in, or being unconditional, non-judgmental, or balanced with other people, whatever it was, outside or inside, understanding that was what was happening, and then realizing the perfection of that to now maybe still continue to work on that moving forward. So this is how this all works. And this is how this works. This is how this can be. We all share these same 77 access points. Again, the Chakra Oracle deck was created to get you to understand all of the ways your chakras interact with each other through the physical, emotional, and mental field to create your human reality, to create this play that you're in every single day. And so when we can get really specific on these energies based off of the time of the year, right? The year, the month, and then the very specific collective energy that we're all experiencing within that microcosm of our field, we can really then open ourselves up to a master level experience. And so just to recap, blue path, you're picking blue path because there was attachment. You saw your path moving forward one way and should have had some kind of experience or opportunity or reflective moment where that might change, and realizing that you might have limited yourself here. And then red path, it's all about the flexibility. It's all about relationships and being really present last month, which is now dictating kind of more of what you need to move forward with this month. So those are the energies. We'll put the videos up here. The next step for you is going to be to watch the next video to understand what the mastery is in the path that you're walking, and then you will learn about the new beginning that's going to come in right around the beginning of the month, and then the duality, which is the big kind of final test or exam that you're going to have to pass right at the end of the month to really truly achieve the mastery of what you've been learning and opening and working with in your energetic field. So now is the time to either click that red or blue video and move forward with your continued growth for this July with so much light and love.